I don't really think it's the saddest song. There's much sadder songs than this one, but actually kind of the funny part about that is during the days of like Napster and all that stuff, there was a No Use for Name song that was called the status song, and somebody mislabeled it, and everyone would come to our shows before this album ever existed. We're like, hey, play the status song. Like, what the fuck song is the status song? Like, you know, that one song, and it finally dawned on me, and I told the guy Tony, I was like, dude, they think that song's ours. He's like, you should just play it in your set. I'm like, that'd be awesome. And I was like, better yet. I told him afterwards, I'm like, dude, I wrote a song, just called it that, and put it on the record. He's like, that's right. So this is from Tony Slot. Here we go. Actually, I'm gonna play it in a low key if you don't mind. Sorry. I'm not cheating. It's actually a lower key in the record. It's actually up there. See what I know. I wrote the song, I remember what key it's in. Almost there. Professional rock and roll, remember. Alright, here we go. Only 2 more days until your birthday. Yesterday was mine. You'll be turning 5. I know what it's like growing up without your father in your life. So I pretend I'm doing all I can and hope someday you'll find it in your heart to understand why I'm not around, and forgive me for not being in your life. I remember waiting for you to come, remember waiting for you to call, waiting there to find nothing at all. I remember waiting for you to come, waiting for you to call, waiting there to find nothing at all. When we do the next chorus, there's an answer back line, and I want you guys to not be afraid and sing along. I'll go. I remember waiting for you to call, and you're gonna go, waiting for you to call. Really easy. The first one will suck, next one will be good. I believe in you. Here we go. Maybe someday you'll really get to know me, not just from letters read to you. I pray I get the chance to make it up to you. We got a lot of catching up to do, so I pretend I'm doing all I can and hope someday you'll find it in your heart to understand why I'm not around, and forgive me for not being in your life. I remember waiting for you to come, remember waiting for you to call, waiting there to find nothing at all. Alright, here we go. I remember waiting for you to call. I remember waiting for you to call. I remember waiting there to find nothing at all. Forgive me let's do something.
The radio still set?
Upbeat. It doesn't work on an acoustic guitar. I don't. Shine line, I can maybe play.
Takeoffs and landings.
It's in our set tonight.
Okay.
Come on, anybody over here? You're not shy.
Number 79. Looking back on it.
I'll play that one. There we go. That one I'd play, but I don't. I literally haven't played that since I recorded it.
Okay.
Looking back at it, I'll do. You guys are having a good time?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Way out. Thanks to the nice cat who loaned me their guitar today. Appreciate it. We're about to go do some shows in Europe and UK, and these were like 4 warm-up shows we were doing. Tomorrow we're playing at Notre Dame. And, yeah, it's for students. I know that's why we couldn't announce it. We would have gladly announced it to the public. It's always scary when you play a show that's just for students, because usually you imagine that half the students don't know about it because they're too busy and immersed in like student things, you know, partying. So we hope there'll be some people there. It's always really scary when you play a big like gym and you know you're like, oh God, please let them all come. Then it ends up being all right. This is kind of like the like sister song to IOU, but I actually kind of like this song. This is the Ataris attempt at trying to write a Smoking Pope song, basically, which is cool because Josh is a friend and he's playing with us tonight, and it's a big honor to be playing with that guy. And yeah, so this is for him. And I need a name. Any guy's name? Preferably. What's your name?
Ryan.
No, a guy's name.
Ryan.
Ryan? Okay. 30th of April. Seems like yesterday. By the house above the ocean, where our kids could laugh and play. I called you from Chicago to tell you that I run on names on a scary fucking clear observation deck of the Eiffel Tower, where you can walk out and feel like you're falling in the fucking air. Remember those nights playing Summerlin in the jukebox of the bar we used to go. We had sex in the bathroom and I walked you to your house. I tried to convince you not to go home. If only I had more time, I'd take you where you wanted to go. England isn't the same without you here. No. If only I had one wish, or 1,000,000 trillion lifetimes I could spend with you. Fall in love with you again and again, again. First of November 1998. I was thinking of what to say when I would call. Josh, come over to my house. Is that your name? Or did I fuck up?
Ryan.
Brian, come over to my house. I actually sing that all the time anyway, because Brian's our bass player, and you know, and then he usually comes over and tries to sloppily kiss me on the mouth.
Yes, thank you.
Because you're the one for me. We'll drink cheap wine and watch for shooting stars. Remember our first apartment? Our couch was never big enough for two. I always tell a story here about that couch and how it was really, really terrible. There was a couch that I would fall asleep on, wake up on the floor, and I hated it with a passion. And it weighed like 1,000 pounds when I tried to move it out of that apartment. Now it sits, it's a little club in Connecticut, and I traded a couch with him for that couch. And I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to that one. But there's a really funny story that I won't tell you about on the way to Connecticut, and I really had to go to the bathroom really bad on the George Washington Bridge. Use your imagination. Still fall asleep in each other's arms, wake up on the floor. I'll do a couple more, and I think we're gonna go down, eat some food, and then get ready to rock down there later. So, but if you guys need any merch or anything, I'll be at the merch table all night, and we printed a bunch of silkscreen posters in addition to this one, and there's also some shirts and other things. So come say hi again and buy something if you want a photo or have something signed or whatever. I'll gladly do it down there while the other bands are rocking. So let's do a couple more requests. That's in the set tonight, but I could play it here too if you're in here. Yeah, we can do San Diego's Acoustic. That's fine. We'll close with that one. Me being we right now, because I like to speak in double tense for some reason. I should be like, he'll close with that. It's cool. Like that's even weirder. Okay, what do you want to hear? Okay, Chris.
Fast times to grow up on high.
Boys of Summer?
That's in the set.
Oh.
Isn't always
Summer Vacation.
I played last night.
Did you guys do a cover of Just Like Heaven before?
Yeah? Want to play that? Alright. Yeah. I'll do the Dinosaur Jr. cover of the Cure cover of Just Like Heaven. Which means that it chops in the very last chorus because they ran out of tape. They ran out of tape when they were recording it, which is the most awesome thing ever, and they just left it. So when you listen to the Dinosaur Jr. cover, it's like goes to the last chorus and it's and it just fucking cuts off. When I was a little kid and I bought that Dinosaur Jr. album, I was like, what the hell happened? And I was like, check my tape player. I'm like, my tape eat the tape, and I'm like, press rewind. And I'm like, weird. Anyway, I'll play that song. And then we'll do San Diego. Thank you very much. Every Sunday night when I was a kid growing up in Indiana, we didn't really have a good outlet to discover new bands, but there was a show on, I'm 36, so there's a show called The Young Ones that was on, which is this great, awesome British import sitcom where these four guys, college students, one was a punk, one was a hippie, there was like a ladies' man dude, and there was like this like activist guy, and they all lived in a house, and it was this fucking great show that I would sneak up, and my mom would, you know, you in bed, Chris? And then I'd sneak up and I'd watch that at 10:30, and then at 11 o'clock this show called 120 Minutes would come on, which was like, you know, the show when MTV actually played videos. It was just 2 hours of just like indie videos and punk rock videos and a few punk videos, but through that show, you know, I discovered Sonic Youth, Cure, My Bloody Valentine, Smiths, all these bands, and then they play a lot of good Chicago, like Peg Boy, they played Naked Raygon, the place, and all of this good music, and yeah, just playing a Cure song gets me nostalgic for that, because it's kind of funny today, you know, you can find all this music at the click of a button, but you really never sit and actually pay attention to any of it or absorb it. I think I have like, you know, a terabyte hard drive in my computer, and I have so much music, but, you know, I rarely get a chance to listen to it. But back then, you know, you set up your lounge, you buy a record, you absorb it, you take it in, and so, yeah, this is one of the first bands that I ever fell in love with, so pretty obvious cover, but it's for this fella. Here we go. We're just gonna remember. Okay. It sounds more sweet if I tune into the key. cuts off and take this. Anyway, San Dimas, here we go. Thanks again, y'all. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Woo!
So you're just watching Bill and Ted and you just took the film from that?
No, this song is, the title was kind of from that, but
Right.
it was about a weekend when I first moved to California from Indiana, and I was going through all this, hard shit. I'd been homeless, living in my van, and trying to get the band off the ground, but I had a lot of obstacles, First drummer had a really bad drug addiction, great guy, but just succumbed to that. And I thought, everything was falling apart, and I didn't know if I wanted to move back home or just try to make it work. So I think I took a weekend to myself to try and sort shit out, and I went down to LA and hung out, met a really cool girl and some friends, and I fell asleep in front of the Roxy, and next door is this bar called the Rainbow, and I just slept in my van out in front of there, parked there, and I hung out and just had this night where everything was young and wild and free, and you didn't have to think about, you weren't worrying about anything, weren't overthinking anything, you were just living day to day. And I just remember having a night where I hung out at this bar, and there were all these being a kid in the Midwest, you had all this hair metal stuff around all the time. So I remember hanging there, and it was Lemmy was in there, and dudes from Wasp and Motley Crue, and you were just whoa, I was still wild-eyed kid, and but I had this great night, and then I remember the last thing I did, I went and saw, strangely enough, I went and saw The Cure on Jay Leno, camped out in line, met some people in line, slept in line overnight, and then was front row in the audience, and saw, and they played Just Like Heaven because they had a Greatest Hits album that came out, and it was their first US TV performance. And then after the end of it, I love to go check out movie locations, whenever I'm back in California. I always, okay, what I'm gonna check out, and you gotta go see the Wonder Years house, or the fucking, the High School from Greece, or anything. The list of movies goes on and on, or but this was a weekend I went and tried to find that high school. But then now with the internet, you realize if you look, that high school is actually in Tempe, Arizona, and it was not in San Dimas, California. And I remember going to a gas station, and there was this nice Middle Eastern man. I go, dude, you know where San Dimas High School is? He goes, there's no San Dimas High School, and he was you're trying, sorry, I was not a racist, it's okay. It was a accent, I'm sorry. Anyway, come on, so anyway, so yeah, and this was just about that weekend, and never finding this fucking, hence the line, searching for high school doesn't even exist, and later on, saw the fake one in the room. It was more about a fun weekend. On that note, thanks again, y'all. This has been a fun weekend here. Woo! How's that segue?
Yeah.
Somebody wrap that rambling fuck of a story into that. Welcome to Life on the Road with me.
Listen to your heartbeat as I held you in my arms. Hung out at the Rainbow where we drink till 2:30. Nothing could go wrong anytime that I'm with you. Crashing a hotel room leading up to that first kiss. Searching for a high school that we know didn't exist. These are the things that make me free. Feel like I'm stuck in Stand By Me. This night was too good to be true. Today I woke up alone, wishing you were here with me. I wanted to be something that we'd probably never be. Till you called me up, said you'd see me at our show. Now I'm stuck to baby, if I even want to go. That bit, don't you understand that what I say is true? I just want you to know I have a major crush on you. I draw you to Chicago, do the things you wanna do. I have Naked Ray Gun dedicate a song to you. I only wish that this could be. Dump your boyfriend and go out with me, I swear I'd treat you like a queen.
Thanks, Lyle.
Yeah.